All right, everybody. Good evening. It's about 8 o'clock Eastern time here. Welcome to our Indianapolis preseason call. United Travel Umpires. Just wanted to say hello tonight. Go through a bunch of different things, but mostly I wanted to start off with just kind of a review of 2022. I think in Indianapolis. Hi, James. How are you? In Indianapolis. As well as in a number of our other locations, we accomplished quite a bit. And I just wanted to review that. In Indianapolis, we worked somewhere around 10,000 games as an organization. And the group of umpires that we had on site at Championship Park and Grand Park and many of the other offsite facilities here in Indy did a phenomenal job working with all the different staff members that we have at United, Derek and Tony and Donnie and Nobu, Todd when he's in town every once in a while, but also really just highlighting the work with the bullpen and the PBRT staff. I think we have something really special there in terms of the interactions that we have and the socialization and just kind of the working together as a team and being in this for a very long time. That kind of relationship is something really that we all should be proud of and be happy with because it just doesn't exist everywhere. So thank you for making up one side of that relationship and always making the relationship with our partners a strong one. Thanks for your willingness always to pick up extra games. I mean, inevitably something screwy is going to happen when you have 42 fields or 38 fields or 7 games on a field in a day. So for the most part, everyone, when they can, is always willing to help us out. Thank you for your transportation and your movement back and forth for Kokomo umpires and umpires north of Kokomo that are willing to come down to Grand Park when needed, and certainly the Metro Indy umpires who are willing to make the trip up to Championship Park when that has to happen to get our games covered. I would say that we have never been better in rainout situations than we are right now. And what I mean by that is it's so important as we move in and out of rain to get back on track, get our games going, and just the work that you've all done to make that transition seamless is really great, and we really appreciate it. Always being supportive of our new and younger umpires, and new can be of any age. And then obviously, as many of you know, we have a ton of younger, very young guys at Grand Park, and the ability for all of you to want to step in, help, be a part of the solution to make those guys better. We always appreciate that. We were lucky this year to have the umpire development program stop in during their Indianapolis camp in the spring. And we had many of our umpires attend the Indianapolis one-day camp. And some of those went on to the 4 to 5 week camp down in Florida and had a lot of success. So it's really nice to see umpires from our team have that kind of success at the professional level. And of course, umpires at all levels at Grand Park and at Championship Park really having the success, get some training, and move on to whatever their next level is. So we've had umpires advance in Calric districts and regionals, Little League districts and regionals. When they go off to Cooperstown, they get, their first assignment, finals, first high school varsity game, first high school playoff game. And then of course, the number of umpires we have to advance to the college level, or maybe their next college level from D3 to D2, D2 to D1. And, we're all really proud of that. And then mostly we can also be proud of just putting on great events. I really do believe going around the country that people recognize that PBR, PBRT are generally at their larger facilities associated with United umpires, and that when they go to work a tournament or play a tournament at those facilities, that there's going to be a consistent product. So again, thank you for all of that. Without you, none of us could do this. So And moving on to 2023 here, I mean, for us, it's a lot of the same. There's certainly things that I think we can work on better as a staff from the administrative side, and we'll continue to churn away at that. We'll continue to really hit the recruiting side of this and try to bring more and more umpires in. I think all of you on this call know that the spring is our most challenging time, so we look forward to continuing to recruit and bring in new umpires to help us during those times, as well as the summer and the fall. So that's where we're headed for 2023. And I will very briefly on all these calls, we like to talk a little bit about and with our partners at bullpen tournaments. And we're always really happy to either have Cam or Blake or Michael Tucker on the call just to say hello and, give their thoughts on how the previous year went and how they see the future kind of shaking out. So I think Tuck's on the call.
Yep, I'm here.
What's up,
Alex,
Tuck?
how we doing, guys? First off, I just want to echo everything that Alex has said, and what we have at Grand Park is special. What we have in United and you all as partners is special. And I get a little bit of a glimpse on the PBRT side, not as much as Rhett, but in some of these locations where we don't have a partner in United, and what a scramble it is. And I know firsthand from years back when we were with different partners and early on when, we had 4 different assigners that were covering Grand Park, what a headache that was. And I completely echo the fact that this last year coming out of rain was the best it's ever been. Like there were days where we started every single field within like seconds of each other coming out after rain. And that's like, for a tournament organizer, I mean, it's awesome. Like, nobody can complain and come back, on any of that. So it was a great year. I'm excited for this coming year. We've got some really good things in the works. Continuing to work on our offside fields that are turf, trying to get closer with our offsites, trying to limit some of the Zionsville, some of the Fishers if we can. We've got some new partnerships with Garen Catholic. That's one that's really close from an offsite standpoint. But we're projecting, last year we finished at about 5,400 teams, and we're about 5,800 to 5,900 this year. We're thinking we're going to play about 11,000 games. So it's exciting. The growth is exciting, and we couldn't do it without all of you. And, especially a huge shout out to, Whit and Tony and Donnie and I mean, all of you guys, right? I mean, Alex, the work that goes in, and Todd, when you're there, I mean, I'm proud to be associated with a first-class organization that is United. So I'm here. I'll be on the rest of the call. I know normally you do like a question or answer, whatever, Alex, at the end, but I'll be around if there's any other questions. But appreciate you guys, and I'm looking forward to 23.
Thanks, Tuck. Really appreciate it. And, all the entire staff from you, from Blake and you guys, and Red, all the way down to the interns and all those type of people. We couldn't do it without the rides and everything that we've got going on. So again, thank you. And just moving on a little bit here, everybody, we have quite a few people on the call tonight to get to know. And it's really exciting for me that our staff has gotten to the size that it's gotten to, especially here at Grand Park and Championship Park, because I think that staff really is what helps the entire organization run. And the more staff we have to help with administrative and on-field things, the better everything runs. So from kind of the top on down, many of you know Todd Marler. Todd is the president at United Travel Umpires and has had a focus in certainly in Atlanta through the first few years with us. And as we continue to grow, his role on a national level becomes, greater and greater, and he does a great job running the organization basically on a day-to-day basis. All of you know Derek Whitfield, really our boots on the ground principal, assigner, Mr. Everything kind of at Grand Park, Championship Park, and in the Metro Indy area. Probably does a job that very few people in this whole world could do. And I'm always grateful to have him on staff and taking care of that and taking care of really all of you on a day-to-day, hour-to-hour, sometimes minute-by-minute time frame. So you'll hear from Brian DeBrouwer, our director of training tonight, through a video. He has some thoughts for all of us as he always does, and Brian's a great resource through email or when he does spend that time on site in the summer for a few weeks, kind of in between some clinics. Nobu Goto will be with us tonight, talking a little bit about recruiting, talking about his experience working with United Travel, working with some of our sister companies kind of all over the place. And he does a great job keeping our new members aware of what's going on and is really the one talking to a lot of our newest umpires, placing them around the country and keeping them involved and interested. Donnie and Tony, I talk about them hand in hand. In the summer, they will both be back. Donnie on the high school side, Tony on the youth side, but also very interchangeably at times. Sometimes fighting each other to see who can help the most with you guys. And I really appreciate that. And, certainly appreciate Tony kicking me out of the office sometimes, which is always a good thing from the standpoint of, I know you guys are all in good hands when those guys are around with wit, and I appreciate them. So you'll hear a little bit more later on about their thoughts on 2022 and how they see 2023 shaking out a little bit. So last but not least, we have a new member of our family, Kevin Scholes, who has worked with me at Rustmat and through some different programs in the past with United Collegiate. And he'll be joining us this year in an administrative capacity with a real focus here in the spring on, getting to work with some umpires and helping when some of us are kind of in and out because of some spring responsibilities. So as a new member to our team, I wanted to give Kevin a chance to introduce himself, say hello, and go from there.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Yes, this is my first year. I'm actually from Grafton, Wisconsin. That's where I normally reside. But I just got out this fall from working 3 years in minor league baseball. Before that, I've been working in the Can-Am League. I've worked in the Coastal Plains League out east. Been to umpire school a number of times, 3 times actually. Told a couple times, had to lose some pounds, kept doing it, stuck with it. So I'm definitely a person, if you want to talk to about really committing to getting umpire school. I know umpire school is a little different now, but definitely a person to come to at any time about that. And I'll be helping out Derek in the spring. I'm really looking forward to taking a little bit of wear off the knees and do a little administrative side. I'm really looking forward to joining United. I was ecstatic when I got the job opportunity to work with such a great company. I can't wait to meet all of you down in Indy and hopefully get to work with these guys soon. Thanks, Alex.
Kev, it's great to have you on board, man. I know I didn't talk to you through that process a lot, but I guess your name first kind of ran across our desk during our annual meetings in November. And from that standpoint, knowing you and knowing your personality and your kind of investment in umpires and umpiring, it seemed like a great fit, and I'm glad it's all worked out. And
I am as well.
Looking forward to seeing you in Florida, and then kind of making the trek back up north to Indy with you, and I'll be spending some time with you there. So
perfect.
Great to have you on board. I will going to turn the floor over to Nobu here for a couple minutes. I know he has some thoughts on recruiting and mentoring and how all of you can continue to help us into 2023.
Yeah, thanks, Alex. Good evening, everyone. Most, if not all of you know me by now. I'm Nobu, based out of Queens, New York, but I've spent a lot of time in Indy since the summer of 2020, enough to where Grand Park is almost like a second home to me. Definitely has a special place in my heart. So, even now at this point with my obligations in professional baseball and kind of working in our North Jersey operations, I won't get to spend as much time as I would like to in Grand Park, but I definitely will do everything I can to support Whit and everyone else in our Indy operations, even if I'm not there. Um, Also, just want to say I'm really excited for Kevin as well. He's a very good friend of mine, and he's one of the good guys, and everyone's in really good hands when he's on site. So that's a really great addition for our family. Recruiting wise, I don't have too much. Just want to constantly remind everyone that the end of the day, we've seen, especially now that I've started to collect some quantitative data on where we're finding umpires. At the end of the day, our best recruiter of an umpire is another umpire. It's just it's, you can look at a poster online, watch a video, but ultimately the biggest, most credible piece of source of information you're ever going to get is someone that's actually has their boots on the ground and is working on the field and can reassure someone that, hey, this is the group you want to work with. So I think a lot of us do a really good job. I'll get a text, a phone call, a Facebook message and whatnot of, hey, I got a buddy so and so, he's interested, what can you do? Just want to reiterate, keep doing that. Keep pushing your friends, coworkers, their kids, anyone that you might know that might want to give this a shot, whether they've done it before or they haven't done it. We'll do our best to take care of them. I think something that's special in our Indianapolis operations is that we have just so many games at so many different levels being played that we genuinely have a home for every umpire at every set of skill level. Maybe someone needs to start out a coach pitch. There's plenty of that. There's 2 fields of that going all day, all summer. We can take care of you. Maybe it's someone that's worked high school sectionals in the area for a few years now. Perfect. We have high school grass and turf for you. So, that's something I deal with on the New Jersey side of maybe I don't have the right games for a certain someone. That is not a restriction in Indianapolis. So let's just as a collective use that to our advantage as much as possible. And it's I think if anyone's ever looked around in the locker room or inside the tower to as we're all getting ready, you'll see that umpires can come from any walk of life, whether they're from a civil service job or maybe they're a college student, balancing their schedule around an internship or something. It's a good umpire can come from just about everywhere. So just keep that in mind, and wherever you end up, just say, hey, give this a shot. I think Alex, Whit, Todd, rest of the staff, we think something we do a really good job of United is we make umpiring as accessible as possible for somebody new. I think that's something that our industry kind of lost maybe 10 years ago. So I think it's really good to see that, we're doing our best to keep costs down. We were absolutely blown away by the number of equipment and uniform donations we got last year. We still have a bunch of stuff in our garage, and, Donnie does a great job making sure they go to the right hands. So keep them coming. We have enough, and maybe we can even help out our other sites elsewhere. So that's a big thing. I think it's awesome. Let's keep doing that. Other piece of wisdom I got is let's make sure once we do get somebody, we can all recruit as much as we want, but if we're not retaining, there's no point, right? Let's be a mentor. I think there's a lot of opportunities in umpiring through these long summer days where it's easy to fall into that pitfall of, just turning a day into something negative. This weather delay sucks. Oh, we're going to lose out on these game checks. We have to sit here and do nothing. Let's try to keep that away, shield that attitude away from our new members. That's so important. Where we need to make sure that these new guys are taken care of. They see that this is a positive thing. This is a good thing. that weather delay is a chance to get to know everyone as people. Something big for me my first year in Indy that I really liked was the camaraderie and friendship. I was able to develop with other umpires, even if I wasn't working with them. And that's something special that we've ingrained to our culture in Indy. So let's keep that going. Keep doing a good job. And yeah, I'm also looking forward to a really productive 2023 here.
Thanks, Nobu. Appreciate it, man. It's always good to hear from you about some of the research you've done. I think not only have we tried to recruit in many of the manners that everyone is trying to recruit, but having Nobu on staff and working with the rest of our staff, we've tried to tap into some different areas, and we're able to do that because he's able to do some of that research for us while others are doing other things. So thank you, Nobu. Jim, we're going to queue up the DeBrouwer video here. I know Brian has made this video for all of our conference calls, and I think it's a good message to hear for everyone.
All right, just give me a sec here. I got to get it.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jim.
Okay. Oops. Oh, wait a minute.
Hey everyone, Brian DeBrouwer here. Glad to have a few minutes of your time to talk about some training related items heading into the 2023 United travel season. A couple things that we'll touch on tonight. Our instructional content library. Dealing with fans, as we know, is a big problem in the travel baseball world, and owning your improvements. Let's dive right in. First off, our instructional content library. And what we've done is cataloged all of the topics from the off-season workshop videos and given those to you in a Google Doc. And our hope is that you'll use this to help not only yourself, but also your partners and your local organizations that you may be a part of. So this is going to be a doc with a hyperlink that goes directly to each chapter of those YouTube videos. That document can be accessed through this link. We'll put that in the chat right now so that you can go take a look. And we also suggest that you visit United Umpires on YouTube. This is where our off-season workshop videos live, as well as a lot of other training content that we've produced over the years. But this catalog looks something like this. So if you follow that hyperlink, you'll be brought to a Google Doc that looks like this. And each of those timestamps on the left is a hyperlink directly to that topic. So if you are having some trouble with check swings, or you feel like you're not managing your indicator or the baseballs or your mask, go to this sheet and take a look at that section of the video. And the idea here is these videos are, somewhere between 90 and 120 minutes, and expecting our umpires to sort through that to find the topic that applies to the given situation is tough. So this allows you to scroll through one document and check out all those topics. So talking about dealing with fans, this is one of the things in the travel baseball world that can become really problematic and drive some umpires away, and we don't want that for you. So how can we do a better job of dealing with fans? Well, let's set ourselves up for success with a really good first impression. And when I go and watch umpires work travel baseball games, the ones who really succeed walk on the field and immediately try to kind of make a good first impression with people, being a servant of the game, making them feel like we're there to serve the game is always a good thing, versus the ones who have trouble with fans walk out onto the field with bravado. And bravado is a thing that we use to reinforce our confidence. Unfortunately, bravado really negatively affects all the people around us. So if you find yourself walking out on the field with your chest puffed out, telling everyone that you're in charge, maybe try a different tactic and see if that helps you to have more positive interactions with the people around you. So when the fans do start acting silly, which we know they're going to do, if it's appropriate, we think using the coach as a first step is a really good way to try to kind of gently point things back in the right direction. So use that coach that, if you can find time in between innings to say, hey, coach, I want to focus on this game, but your fans are really getting out of control. If you could help me with that, I'd appreciate it. And in those interactions with coaches, we want to create win-win situations. So the wrong way to handle this is the fans behind you are yelling and you turn and yell at the coach and tell him to get his fans under control, because now you've pushed that coach into a corner where he's got to decide, does he do what the umpire wants, or does he do what his fans want? And guess what? His fans are paying his salary. And so if you push them into a corner where they have to pick who they're going to decide to support, they're not going to pick us. So we've got to create win-win situations by handling that in a very tactful way, and that's usually done kind of during some downtime when we can get their ear away from the fans. And then once we progress to the issue with a fan being beyond the control of the coach, or if it goes directly from 0 to 100 right away, we want to get the site staff involved immediately. Okay, so whether that means turning around and asking for baseballs, and then when the site, the quad manager comes down, letting them know, hey, I'm having some problems with these particular fans. If you could help me out, that'd be great. Whatever means you need to get the site staff involved, do that as quickly as possible so that you can go back to focusing on the game. We don't want you as our on-field officials focusing on the fans. And kind of a guiding principle for these situations is to really detach your pride from them. And believe me when I say it's really hard to suffer fools. That's something that I've struggled with for a lot of my umpiring career. When you have stupidity from fans surrounding you, you want to prove them wrong, right? Our pride guides us to try to prove people wrong. But again, that doesn't create a win-win situation. And now you have stupidity from the fans and pride from the umpires clashing, and everybody's going to end up being mad at each other at the end of it. So if we can try to detach our pride from these situations and realize that trying to prove these fans wrong is just not going to happen, go directly to that site rep, get them involved, and then go back to officiating the game. And you'll have a much more positive experience, we hope. So, last topic is owning your improvement. We certainly are proud of having really good people that surround you as umpires. Derek, Josh, and the Marlers just do an outstanding job of helping the umpires that are underneath them. But you, as an umpire, have to own your improvement. What do we mean by that? The bare minimum of this is asking your partner after a game, what do you have for me? Okay. If you find that you're not asking this question, take a look at whether you're really owning your improvement. So what do you have for me is the bare minimum here. What's a better way we can do this? A better way is asking your partner a specific question. How do you think I did with X? Whatever that is, whether that's the low pitch, my rotations, my demeanor, my signals. Ask specific questions of your partners, and then they will be forced to give you specific answers. So it's really easy when you say, what do you have for me, for your partner to go, no, I thought you did a good job. But when you ask them a specific question, very often they'll have something that they observed from your game. And then the best way to approach this is before the game, saying to your partner, hey, I'm working on this. I'm working on getting set on time or the outside pitch. I'm working on this. Can you let me know throughout the game and afterwards what you think? Now you've primed them to be aware of something that you may be struggling with, and they'll be focused on that. So think about how you can own your improvement and take these steps to make sure that you're getting the most out of your year as a United Travel umpire. And throughout everything, we want to constantly ask ourselves, how can I serve this game in the best possible way? And if you're doing that, you're going to have a really good year on the field. Thanks again for your time. Have a great season. And please reach out to me if you have any issues or things that I can help you with. Take care.
Well, thanks to Brian, as always. Just wanted to highlight one thing in there, and I'm going to bring Michael Tucker back for a second here, but just talking about how we want situations with fans and the crowd handled. And I think over the, certainly over the years, we've gotten better at this, but also just recognizing that the number of people that Open Tournaments has on staff to help us is really great. There's a lot of places you go and there's one 16-year-old kid doing a scoreboard, and that's your help for the day. And we're lucky at Grand Park Championship Park to have people around us. And I think it's really important that we use them. So Tuck.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll have at least, we call them quad guys. You'll have at least a quad guy at 1 per 4 fields. So if you're in one of the clovers, you'll have a guy. But if you're on like 17 and 18, that's a 2 field. Like we put a person there. 10, 11, and 12 is what we call flex, right? It's a little further separated, but we put a person there. And our quad people, we train them on ejections. We train them on how to, dissolve, an angry fan, or like even sometimes just their presence, right? They just go over and they'll stand by the guy that's yelling a bunch. Like that just has a way to kind of calm it. So definitely, I think what Brian said, grab our quad guy, ask for baseballs, whatever that is. Our quad guy should be introducing themselves to you at the beginning of your day or when you get there for your first games. So like we pride them on, like they need to know you on a first name basis, right? So, the goal is, them on a first name basis, and you can say, if it's me, hey, Tuck, come here. Like in between innings, hey, I got this guy, red hat, blue shirt over there, third baseline. Like we'll handle it. And if it becomes more than to the point where you need it handled like in between innings, like we're there as well. It's probably we average 1 or 2 times a weekend where, Witt goes down, or I'll go down, or Red will go down, or Cam will go down, or somebody will just go make their presence felt. The last thing that I want is to end up on Barstool Sports or ESPN because some fan or some coach went crazy. Like I'm not doing that. We play too many games and we take too much pride in how we do it. So like we harp on our staff all the time. And I think there's like, I've been a lot of places to watch games, and we pride ourselves on taking care of that stuff the right way. So if you ever feel like you need backup or you need, anything, we're here for you. We tell our quad guys that they're your teammate. Like we tell them, if you make a bad call, we say they have 2 ways to answer it. The answer is 1, oh, sorry, I didn't see it. Tell me what happened, right? Because sometimes just that alone diffuses the fan. Or the second is they have to defend you. Nope, he got it right. Even if they know in their head, I saw it, he might have missed it, might have kicked that one. Like we're your teammate. Our job is to be your teammate and to be your ally. So that's how we coach our people. And if you guys have anything or you need anything, let them know that we're going to be happy to help.
Appreciate it, Tuck. Thanks. Wanted to, before I kind of get into some of the nuts and bolts here, just also wanted to introduce kind of a new member to our United Travel staff, but certainly not a new member to our United team, and that's someone that many of you have probably seen around Grand Park, and that's Chris Marshall. He's the president of United Collegiate, Division I coordinator, and he's going to be working with us in Cortland this year, which is our new facility, assigning the umpires there. So just wanted to give Chris a second to say hello and just maybe talk about how the work that we've done at the 4 facilities has helped move a lot of umpires into the collegiate game. You're muted.
Muted. Believe it or not, this is the first Zoom I've ever been on, so bear with me here. Or at least the 5th today. Thanks again, Alex, and I appreciate a short period of time. I won't take up too much because I know there's a lot ahead of you tonight. But yeah, I'm excited about the future in Cortland, and you know, believe me, I've learned from my time in Indy and down in Georgia and all across all the sites. So I hope to carry some of that and bring it along with me to Cortland. And I'll echo what some of the guys have said before. It's been really exciting to see umpires from Indy and all across the brand have opportunities to move into college baseball, advance through high school and travel, but specifically, with college and the opportunities that we've provided. And, at the end of the day, it's you guys that are doing the jobs on the field and putting the time and effort in and all the work. So, like everybody has said, we're here to help and aid in any way we can. And, if college baseball is kind of where you want to be at some point, certainly you have a great staff at all sites here to, help all we can. So that's it for me. Thanks, Alex, for the time. And I hope to see all you at some point or another this summer.
Appreciate it, Marsh, as always. Let me put a quick wrap on 2022 business here. And probably I could have communicated this a little bit better to everyone. As we paid everyone through arbiter pay this year, some of you may still be looking around for a 1099. Well, arbiter and kind of all the third-party payers in the world, the Venmos and the PayPals, kind of got hit with, I don't know, something dealing with the IRS. But the way it affects you is all of your monies that were paid through arbiter pay, whether they be from United Travel or some college or some high school or some little league that you work, all that money basically got lumped into one number, and that 1099 is sitting and is housed in arbiter. So that 1099 was put up by them. It actually comes off of their tax identification number. And on the back side of the payroll tab in arbiter, while you only get one 1099, you should be able to see, hey, I got paid $4,000 from DYJ. I got paid $800 from this school, $600 from this school, whatever it might be. So just in case anybody was looking for a 1099 at this point, that's where those are living. And if you do have any issues, I might be able to help. You can certainly shoot me an email, and if I can't, I will push you out to, unfortunately, arbiter's lovely technical support team. So moving into 2023, if we have any umpires on the call or any umpires listening to this afterward that have not worked with us before and have not been directed to our registration by a number of different people, Whit or Nobu or Todd or whoever it might be, you do need to fill out our registration form. I think it was just put in the chat here, and it's also kind of all over Facebook at different times. Because we use arbiter pay now, as we started that in 2022, there are some questions on there about social security number and things like that. We actually don't even need that anymore. So that's all housed in arbiter pay. It's blind to me, it's blind to everybody. So we feel like we've increased our security and made it easier for you all as well. So, but we do need the registration form, and we do need an answer to the question that you submit to a background check if we do run it. So, and then for those of you who have worked with us before, we will consider you registered and that you still are amenable to the background check, unless you email me and say, hey, Alex, I want to be removed from the list, or I don't want you run a background check, and then obviously we'll have to have a conversation. But if you're registered, we consider you registered under the same terms. And if you're new, please get that taken care of. And if you do fill out that registration form and don't get a arbiter invitation, pretty quickly after that, it might be time to shoot Derek or Nobu an email and just say, hey, I registered. I want to introduce myself. This is who I am. And I know those conversations happen a lot. So also wanted to thank everybody. I know Nobu mentioned it, but really the donations that we've gotten over the course of 2 years now from all the different places, and the willingness of everybody to give back has really been spectacular. We've put a ton of new umpires into new gear. And as we've seen those new umpires continue to want to work, we've even had the opportunity to maybe put them into a little bit better gear from the really great donations of New Balance plate shoes and West vests and things like that. And obviously we're a bit more careful with how we distribute those types of items. So thank you again for that. Moving into 2023. So we last year were able to institute the lunches. We probably started that mid to late April last year, and introduced, our travel stipend. Those are both going to stay with us for 2023, and we're happy to have those. We may be looking at lunches a little bit differently, but generally lunches will still be provided. We may do a couple outside things here and there to try to mix up the turkey and the ham sandwiches at Graham Park. I know up at Championship Park, we may try to do a little bit of a mix there too, to get it rolling. Our travel pay will stay the same. Our game fees in Indianapolis, hour 45 and 2 hours, will also stay the same. So we'll be at $60 for the hour 45s, 65s for the 2 hours. I'll talk about that for a second. We were in a position last year where I think our partners in Indianapolis, between a brand new locker room, lunch, travel, I think the 60 on the 145s was already a little bit ahead of the game. So I thought it was important as I sit here, and it's ultimately my decision to try to negotiate our fees and where we're at. I thought keeping them at 65 and 60 for 2023 was the right thing to do, especially for all of the benefits that we have here in Indianapolis. So that's where we're at moving forward. And then obviously into 2024, things probably or may change again. So registration fees and dues, we have lowered that number from 120 down to 105. So last year it was your 8 times at 15 got you to the 120, and we are at 7 times the 15 now to get you to 105. We will have that same moratorium kind of on dues from March 31st to May 21st. So that busy springtime, we will not collect dues during that time. As part of the idea to go from 120 down to the 105 on the dues was, we understand that we were including the hat, and there were some instances where a hat wasn't really necessary. People were just kind of stockpiling hats at that point. They had one that looked great, we were giving them another one, and now we're taking it out of the dues. We are not giving you a hat, but obviously if you have hats that work for you and are okay, then you keep using those. And if you need a new hat, we have it on site for you to buy. And we have really made an effort there to make sure we have enough hats on site. I know that was a kind of a situation last year, and I'll take responsibility for that. But we have about 600 on order here that are scheduled to be in by the end of the month. For those of you who do want to order other items that we don't have on site United right now, we are happy to have opened our United stuff up at Out West as well as Stripes and Strikes. So United stuff is available in both of those places at this point in time. We do continue to have our hotels in place. Derek will talk about the logistics of all of that. Nothing has really changed there. $10 a night. We try to keep it to 2 in a room. There can be 3 in a room sometimes if there's other situations, if there's sofa beds in the room. So, and Derek's done a really good job working with our partners. Shout out to Amy there for helping us with everything related to hotels, etc. So that is really all I have for the evening from the technical side here. I'm going to turn it over to Derek for the rest of the program. And I know Derek and Tony and Donnie and Todd and all the guys have some words and some different ideas for what's going to go on in 2023. So Derek, it's all yours, buddy.
Cool. Thank you, guys. We're trying not to hold you here too much longer, guys, but I do want to first just hit on 2022, and guys, just thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for every umpire who worked the game at Grant Park and Championship Park in last year's season. Without your hard work, your time, your efforts, your commitment, but ultimately your sacrifices, none of this would be possible. I know a lot of you who come in at work full time, especially during the spring on weekends, and throughout the summer, working 5-6 days a week. It's time that's taken away from your families and from being at home. So we do recognize that, and I do want to thank every last one of you for everything that you have done for this operation. Couple of things we've already hit on. Over 10,000 games were covered there between the two facilities. 340 total officials worked for us in 2022. It's something to be very proud of. Because of that, I'll also touch on some of the assigning and your arbiters. So just know that with 340 officials, we have a high volume of people that come in and that come out of the operation that work every day. So it'll be very key to keeping your availabilities up to date and also doing some of the small technical work with keeping your pitchers up to date and your arbiter. That is something that's very important. A lot of guys come in from out of town. They work with different crewmates. They want to just be able to pull up Arbiter Sports and see a picture of yourself so they know who they're working with for that day. Moving into 2023, there's really no drastic changes. I was very satisfied, very impressed with how things were ran the year before. We're going to continue, like Alex has said, with the lunches. We'll continue. If you're working D1 through D12, you'll be changing out of the locker room. And also D13 through D26, you'll be changing in the towers for this coming year as well. Lunches also will stay the same. Hoping to do some other different things with that. And you guys will hear from Donnie and Tony tonight, who will be taking over during the summer. For Donnie will be on the high school side. Tony will be on the youth side as usual. Kevin Schultz, who is now a part of the operation, will be there every weekend during the spring. Kevin's great. I'm glad that he is a part of our glad that he is an addition to the team. He will help all of us out tremendously. So moving forward here tonight, Donnie is going to touch on uniform topic, little things like that, what we expect, and also what his expectations are for the high school side. Following Donnie, you'll hear from Tony on his expectations of the youth side, and I will finish it up, and you'll hear from Todd. Go ahead, Donnie.
How's it going, guys? Just going to touch quickly on some uniforms. Like it was previously said, we're going to have hats on site. If you need a new hat, just talk to myself, Derek, Tony. Hey, I need a new hat, and it's going to be a simple payroll deduction. I believe it's $23. If I'm mistaken, please let me know. Guys, let's try not to have sweat stains in the hat up around this area. Appearance matters in this profession. If you could take a brush and just clean out the sweat stains in the morning, when you go onto the field, your believability as official it'll be greater. Same thing with the shirts. I know when you're working 4-6 games a day, every single day, have a rotation of the shirts, wash the shirts, get the sweat stains, those white salt lines, try to get rid of them. It just comes back to that overall appearance and believability as an official on the field. And pants, I know we're out there in the sun all day. I know things are getting faded, but if we could just maintain our appearance throughout the season, and if you see someone's pants that are faded, be like, hey, your pants are a little faded, you might want to start looking into some new ones, because a big part of this job is believability and appearance, and it's something that we can control from the second we leave the locker room, and it's just going to make our day on the field that much easier. Also, invest in new stuff. If you've got plate shoes that are 15 years old, you might need some new ones. If your mask is a little old, you might need a new one. And especially as you move up, to higher level baseball, when they start, the velocity is a little higher and, the pace of the game picks up, you definitely want to have yourself protected. So when you go home, you're not going to the ER to get stitches. You're not coming off the game because you have, inadequate equipment. So investing in yourself and your gear is going to go a long way. Just a few things, for D1 through 12. Part of my job is to lighten the load for Derek. So communication with me is going to be big. I'm going to be reaching out to many of you, on the daily, communicating, when you're going to be there. And especially when you're coming into the locker room midway through the day, if your games don't start till 5:45, I'm going to be communicating with you throughout the day, just so we can be on the same page, to where you're not rushing to get to a game, or you're not sitting around the locker room for a long time. So if we can just have a two-way communication individually, me and you as an umpire throughout the season, I think it helps lend itself to the success that we saw last year. Accountability. If we're on the field and we make a mistake, it's okay to be accountable and learn from that situation. Say, hey, I think I did this wrong. What can I do differently so I don't do that again? Accountability will go a long way, not only in the travel baseball world, but in the collegiate, in the professional, also in your personal life. Learning people's names. When people come into the locker room and they're like, hey, I'm working with umpire X, Y, and Z, like, who is that? Like, that should have been resolved the day before. When if you're on the schedule with someone you don't know, just send them a quick text. Hey, I'm going to be there at 7:15, 7:20. And like Derek said, have your picture on arbiter. So when you do walk into the locker room and you're the new guy, or you're looking for the new guy, you can make that connection a lot quicker and, embrace them in that environment. Along with the PBR staff, learn those names. I know a lot of the guys did a great job. Learn the quad guys' names. And a lot of those guys can help solve the problems for you. So if it's Big Red, if it's Kyle, if whoever it is, if you learn them as a person, they'll go to bat for you a little bit more, and they'll put out a lot of the fires that we see out there. One issue that definitely arose last year, and I think it was a new issue because we have the locker room, we have the lunches. Just everyone needs to police the locker room and keep it clean. I shouldn't be having to sweep the locker room 2-3 times a day, throwing away lunches. Like, we're adults. Let's hold ourselves and everyone accountable in there as well. And like Brian said, when situations arise in the field, go through the proper chain of command. Don't just bark at the parents. Talk to Big Red. Have them, hey, I need Tony, I need Donnie, I need Derek somewhere down here to help me with the situation. But also, when we do arrive, don't call us over to the fence right away. Let us assess the situation, see what the issue is, because everyone already knows that there's an issue on the field, and now they see someone in a golf cart driving up. They know why that person is there. Give us a second, assess the situation, and we are there to help you in every single sense of the word. I don't want you to feel like you're out on an island. I'm here to help you. Part of my biggest success and enjoyment in this job is the relationships I've made with a lot of you, and I look forward to continuing those relationships or building new relationships. But when I get, messages in the off season about personal success and, things that they've wanted to achieve and they've achieved it at Good Grand Park, it brings a joy to me that I don't think I can really put in words. But I know I'm taking a lot of your time. I'll be quick. That's all I got about to say. If you guys ever have any questions, I try to make myself available. My phone number is out there. If you guys want to reach out to me, feel free. I will talk to anyone all day and every day. But That's pretty much all I got. I look forward to seeing everyone this year and have a good season up until then.
Thank you, Donnie. Tony, you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you.
How's everyone doing? Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Donnie. Thanks. I want to thank everybody. First thing I want to say is how enjoyable it is to be at Grant Park and how much I enjoy it. What I want to do is, on the junior side especially, I want it to be enjoyable for everyone that's there, as much as possible. Okay, I know you got a lot of hard work, a lot of things to accomplish, but it has to be enjoyable. Has to be something you enjoy, something that you want to do in order to do a good job at it. Okay, as far as my expectations, the most important thing to me is communication. So I need because we have two different towers that we're dressing in, that I need for you to call me or text me if you don't see me each morning. I need you to call me and let me know you're there. I need you to call your partner the night before, the day before, and talk to your partner. So if I come to you and go, hey, where's the partner? You should be able to give me an answer on what's going on with your partner. Your partner should have already called me and texted me, but just in case I haven't heard anything from them, then I should be able to get something from you. Arrival. When you arrive, we don't want you dressed in the parking lots. Come into the towers and dress, please. Okay? We have people, civilians, we all civilians. We have ladies, children walking around the parking lots. We don't want anyone to see us with our pants down or anything like that. I know it's a headache for some of you. Some of you don't like doing it, but we need you to come in the towers. If they're early enough, come in the towers and get dressed. Okay? In between games, some of you like to go to your car. No problem. Let me know where you're going and make sure you know the start time for your next game before you leave. Okay, I always check. The quad manager checks. We always let you know what the time is. If you don't know the time, don't leave yet. Okay, make sure you know what the time is before you leave to go to your car or anything in between games. On the field, if you have a problem on the field, it's been addressed by Tuck. It's been addressed by Alex. It's been addressed by Donnie. It's been addressed by Derek. Go to the quad manager, talk to the quad manager. If you need one of us, have the quad manager give us a call. Excuse me. Have the quad manager give us a call. All right? We're going to come over, we're going to assess it. I don't really have to say anything else. I think Donnie kind of covered it. So I'm not going to go anything else in that. It's just important that you communicate with us that you are having a problem. We will be coming around. As you know from last year, I don't like sitting in the tower. I like to go around to all the fields, go to both sides, talk to the umpires. We will be coming around talking to you. If you have a rules problem, you have a quad manager, call us or come over the radio and tell us what the problem is. If it's a scenario where we're not sure what's going on, do not move on with the game. I will get there as soon as possible. Okay, I will be on the way. Derek has already promised me a faster go-kart this year. So we will be on the way to help you out, okay? If you have a problem with fans, problem with coaches, any problems at all, anything you need, then contact the quad manager or have someone call us. Professionalism. It's really important that we be professional. The junior side, one of the biggest things is we're in a learning process. Okay, remember the kids are learning, the coaches are learning, the umpires are learning at all times. The biggest thing is be professional. Don't let them get on your nerves. Don't let them cause you to say anything or do anything that's not professional. Again, if you're having a problem, contact one of us. And Donnie hit on one of my biggest pet peeves: cleanliness. Cleanliness. Keep your area clean. When you go in and bring your gear into the locker room, put it in the area, stage it. Do not have it all over the locker room. Keep your gear in your area. Your food. When you eat, last year, I kind of solved it. I wrote the names on the boxes before I gave you food. So I know who was leaving boxes. Hey, it's real simple. make sure you throw your box away. The trash can, empty the trash can each day. Don't leave the trash can full. It was many days I came through and checked the quad in a day, and there's trash cans overflowing with trash, boxes all on the floor. I ask that you help. All you have to do is close that trash can up, take it down the stairs, and put it by the door. That's it. You don't have to take it anywhere else. Just place it by the door. All right? The most important thing of all this for me is I want to know what are your goals and how I can help you. Anyone who knows me knows I'm never satisfied with myself. And I'm always striving to be better, to do better. So my goal this year is to help each one of you and do a better job of helping you in the things that you want to accomplish. Talk to me, tell me what it is, and I promise you, I'll be there to help you. All right? That's all I really have. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Appreciate you. Yeah, we're very lucky to have the team that we have assembled here at Grand Park and at Championship Park. With the addition of Kevin, I know the four of us will start making round trips to where everybody will get to see everyone's face here in 2023. So very thankful for that, to see where this place has started at and to see where we are today. We have a very strong backbone when it comes to staff members that really care for the umpires that are out there each and every day. Couple last minute things from me. For you out of town umpires that are looking to come to Indianapolis for the entire summer, or even during the spring on the weekends, our hotel situation, like Alex hit on earlier, it will still be $10 a night. For the spring season, with Friday, Saturday, Sunday tournaments, you will check in on a Friday night, and check out Sunday morning. For the summer season, we can provide hotel rooms for 5 days out of the week. That is a check-in on Tuesday, check out on Sunday. For those that can't work throughout the entire week, we do have some rooms that will start on either Thursday or Friday, so we can police those as that come around. Be courteous of your rooms, keep them clean. Understand that you represent, yes, yourself, but you also represent United and Bullpen tournaments. We're thankful to have these rooms, so make sure we continue to keep them. They do hold a credit card for incidentals. All umpires that stay in hotels will be responsible to put a credit card on file for your incidentals. Most hotels charge $20. I've seen some that have been $60. Some have even held $100. So just understand, if you're staying in a hotel and you need it for multiple nights, just know that you will have to put a credit card on file for that. The travel, I see in there somebody just asked for the travel stipend. The travel stipend is $15 a day for those that travel more than 40 miles. Couple last minute things with Arbiter. I have started to upload schedules into Arbiter Sports already. Thankful to Bullpen that has provided me a skeleton with the entire spring and summer season so far. So I'm able to get a head start on assigning now. Some of you have already received games for the first tournament of the year that starts on March 17th. So give me your availabilities, get your Arbiter up to date. I know some of you that do high school baseball, that work college baseball, there's other assigners on other platforms. Make sure, I know we got Zebra Web and other things like that. Make sure everything is taken care of, not only just for Indianapolis, but also for your other responsibilities as well. If you want to email me or text me with what your availability is, if you know it's a big range as far as, hey, I'm available every weekend. During the spring, I'm available, every week during the summer. If you know that already, go ahead and send that to me in an email or text me, and I'll get that documented, and I'll go ahead and start assigning you games throughout the entire year. My goal is for everybody that is working full-time every weekend and throughout the entire summer is for you to have your entire schedule all the way through July by the time we start on March 17th. So that would be big for us. even if you know that you're taking a vacation here in the middle of May or in June or July, go ahead and get that to me, and we can go ahead and get you scheduled out for the entire year. Going over the last couple of things. If you call me, if there's something that is going on, if you call me, I don't answer or anything like that, leave me a detailed message. Go ahead and let me know. Tell me your whatever question you have, leave it in the message. Text me, go ahead and text me the question. So if I see it or whenever I listen to your voicemail, I can go ahead and get working on whatever that is. Just calling me and saying, hey, call me back. That doesn't really do much for me. So please leave a detailed message whenever you reach out. And besides that, I don't have much of anything else. I am excited for this coming year to see what this company does each and every year and to see us grow, to see the people that work on the field for us. I tell you, it's awesome to be a part of what this place, Grand Park and Championship Park, we talk about it a lot. For the Midwest and the teams that come in, this is a lot of people's, Disney World. So, we want to have a world-class organization, and we want you guys to be prepared to the best of your ability. That's why we have the boots on the ground that we do. So use everything to your advantage. Use the resources that you have. Ask questions. If you want to get better, please listen. Ask your partners, like Brian said in the video earlier. Ask your partners, hey man, did you see anything? So let's bring a positive approach to the ballpark each and every day. Keep the negativity away. We want the culture, we want the environment to be a positive place to go. We want you in the best working environment as possible. So that's all I have on tonight. I know Todd, if you're in, I know you may want to say a couple things, but we're going to try to get you guys out of here shortly.
Derek, thanks very much. I just wanted to pretty much just reiterate everything that everyone has said. We as a company have made a huge push and focus to give the umpires as much support and as much help as we possibly could all over the country. Donnie and Tony coming in last year to help with made a huge impact. They made a huge impact on our partners, and I believe made a huge impact on a lot of umpires, both professionally and personally. We're excited about Kevin coming on this year, and I'm excited about getting to Indy. I'm going to be there the opening weekend. So, at the end of the day, we say united family. We say family an awful lot. I spend a whole lot of time with these guys, and, I couldn't ask for better people to work with. And we're excited for all of y'all coming back. We're excited for the new people coming in also. And, just like everybody else, if there's anything that I can help you with, it's Todd at United Umpires. I'll get back to you as quickly as I can, but I can't say enough about Derek and everything Derek does in Indianapolis. I usually get up there and look around and after about 45 minutes, look at him and go, man, I don't know how you do this. Because the tricks he pulls out of his hat and how he works with everybody up there is just absolutely phenomenal. And, we as a company and we as an organization are super lucky to have Derek and get to work with him on a daily basis for the umpires is a great thing. So once again, that's really all I've got. Best of luck to everyone. If there's anything that I can help with, don't hesitate to reach out, and I'll see y'all that first weekend.
Well, I won't keep you guys any longer. Good night. Thank you for being here. And like these guys said, any questions, you can reach out to Todd and Donnie and Tony and Derek. So good night, everybody. We look forward to seeing you in a few weeks.